Is it some bright ride on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I hope you guys are doing great. However, I am here to quickly hop in and talk to you guys about the BET Awards that just happened to happen on June. Let me double check. I think it was June 28th. It was a Sunday. Let me double check because we are at the last day of the month as of the recording of this video. Yes. So happy last day of June / beginning of July. Summer is right on the way. However, the BET Awards was quite honestly a good show this year. And they had the host Drewski, which happens to be quite a controversial host this year. He even has received some backlash. However, he was pretty funny. There were some other people out there that the audience seemed to laugh. You could, you know what? Just the whole thing I just got about Drewski is that's just what comedians do. And he basically made it feel like a mini comedy show along with the BET Awards. And you know how sometimes people complain that the award shows are long and boring. So, the comedian, he kept it funny and entertaining in between the bits. So because of that, I could see how, maybe having a comedian would help with the flow of the TV show. However, I'm here to talk about some highlights. But before I talk about the highlights, one thing I would just like to point out, just at the top of the list, did you guys happen to notice that it seemed to be a very high promotion of celebrity kids? Like we had Jamie Foxx and his daughter. We had T.I. and his son. Then Lauryn Hill's daughter was on there. And actually, congratulations to celebrities and bringing their children. Ray, who even sung a really nice performance, had her daughter alongside her as well. Clock that. And then, not surprisingly, but kind of surprising, as quickly as she rose up in the list for a nomination, was Northwest this year. Yes, I know. Northwest is nominated. She didn't win, but she was nominated. Go figure. So I'm like, because of that, I'm seeing this trend of just highlighting celebrities' children. And then also, just to say, D'Angelo's 3 children also gave a opening to his tribute after they gave a tribute to all the dead legends within the Black community. So because of that, that's just something I just noticed. I just wanted to point it out. But those are just my key notes that I want to take off. But let me just run down everything that I have here for you. So first and foremost, let's just talk about how Young Miami was there at the award ceremony, and she also gave an award. But she also, too, speaking of controversial figures, had received some backlash as well. First off, for her song Spin That. Speaking of money, her song Spin That, which allegedly comes from the movie I Love Boosters, is apparently receiving some backlash because of the message that it's sending. However, I would like us to keep the same energy to every female rapper out here that sings about sex, drugs, and money. So because of that, I just feel like we're only attacking Young Miami because of the whole Diddy thing. However, she's finally coming out with her debut album. That was a shocker to me. I can't believe she still has yet to come out with a debut album. However, it's supposed to come out this summer, and Spin That has already been dubbed the song of the summer. And summer literally just started a few days ago, and the song came out 2 months ago. However, congratulations to Young Miami on that one. Why has that not? I don't think I saw that. Spin That. I don't think I saw Spin That in any of the nominations. So make that make sense. Was it because of the time that it was released? However, What I do find interesting is that a group named Clips, a duo group named Clips, who allegedly is made up of Pusha T and a member or two. Yeah, with another member is Pusha T and another member. And apparently they've been around since 1992. But anyway, they had won Best Album for, they won Best Album of the Year. Congratulations to them. But then they also won Best Collaboration with Chains and Whip. And I did listen to it. It was a good song, actually. And you know what? Surprisingly, I'm not surprised that that collaboration had Kendrick Lamar on it, because it gave very Kendrick Lamar vibe feelings, which is a nice segue and transition into talking about Kendrick Lamar himself winning best male hip hop artist, and he hasn't released a song himself in 2 years. So ever since he's released They Not Like Us, he's been riding the hype train since, and he's still getting awards. He doesn't even need to release songs. He can do collaborations with people like Clips and still get awards. So because of that, it just shows you the testament that Kendrick Lamar still has to his name. And, I'm not trying to put a beef up here, but, you want to put that, if you want to see how does that compare to Drake and all that. Anyway, so speaking of best hip hop artist, I talked about the male. Now let's talk about the female, who was Cardi B. Congratulations to Cardi B. And actually, Cardi B, I think she kind of needed that win after a kind of a hardship year that she's had. But not only has she won Best Female Hip Hop Artist, she also had a BET after party. But she did a performance as well. It did a live performance. And then she was the most nominated, even though she only won one award out of all those nominations. So she can walk away with at least saying, I was the most nominated out of the entire night, even if I only won the least amount of awards. So because of that, congratulations to Cardi B on that one. To continue, she really had an extremely short speech. When I was looking at especially when I was looking at the highlight clips on BET on YouTube, her clip was literally 45 seconds. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, Cardi B, that was like the shortest acceptance speech ever. But speaking of legends and icons out here, let's talk about how Janet Jackson gave the award to Teyana Taylor for Icon of the Year. And I really like the fact that there's two types of icons. We have the ultimate icon, which was Sylvia Rhone. I learned some very interesting facts about her. I did not know her name. And once I realized who she's attached to, she's basically, I don't want to put comparisons, she's just another musical producer that's kind of like that, got that ear that can pick out people, legends, and are able to promote them. So, I'm really glad that she has contributed a lot, like Tyla, some modern day ones. I'm trying to think, they're slipping me. I think it was Travis Scott even. So this is all names that Sylvia Rhone has touched. So I'm glad that she has won an award for Ultimate Icon, because now I know of her. But speaking of the Icon of the Year, Teyana Taylor, handed by Janet Jackson, it was a very touching moment. They both had very heartfelt speeches to each other, and they both are close friends behind the scenes. So this was an even monumentous moment for Teyana Taylor. And also, speaking of which, Teyana Taylor was tied with another group or another artist, but Teyana Taylor was the most number one awarded artist with 4 awards, and she won, and one of those awards just happened to be Icon of the Year. So congratulations to Teyana Taylor on that one. Her speech gave proof and testament to why she was given Icon of the Year. She really her speech was so selfless and so giving back to the community. It was beautiful, and it was honestly touching. Like, who wouldn't love Teyana Taylor? So because of that, also, let's just get it out there. Are we surprised or not surprised that Sinners was the best movie at BET Awards? And then on top of that, Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan Are we surprised? We are not. I'm glad Michael B. Jordan is getting his accolades for The Testament. And honestly, I had just rewatched Sinners just over the last weekend. So it's kind of ironic that Sinners, yet again, is still getting awards. It's a really good movie, and it's Michael B. Jordan playing two characters still boggles me, because when I was looking back at it, I was like, how did you manage to fight your own self, but you couldn't fight with your own self physically in reality? It's amazing. So because of that, congratulations to Michael B. Jordan on that one, to continue getting your accolades. Now, what I find interesting is that Mariah the Scientist, who was also tied with Kendrick Lamar for 5 nominations, they were the next ones that were awarded most nominations outside of Cardi B, is that Mariah the Scientist is getting her name out here. I mean, within the last 3 years, I have started hearing a lot more about Mariah the Scientist, and maybe you could all say it's due to the fact that she's dating somebody who is currently in or getting out of prison, or has gotten out of prison. So because of that, that was that whole love after lockup story, and she like held him down. So Mariah the Scientist is a beloved in the community, I'm starting to realize. I wish she actually won an award, but congratulations. And I just wanted to put the name out there for Mariah the Scientist, because I know fans out here, subscribers out here, have at least given 2 requests on Mariah the Scientist outside of the partner that she's dating. So now, I'm going to save her for last, but let's keep going. So let's talk about our host Drewski just a little bit more. So he was given the Pulse Award. Now, I was quite curious, what is the Pulse Award? Because does that mean you have a pulse, like you are able to hit the pulse within the industry and know what people want, and you're able to sense that? Because that's what I think when I think of when you have a pulse on something. However, according to BET, the Pulse Awards is digital content creators who are making influential strides within the community. So because of that, despite it, love him, hate him, backlash or not, Drewski is being promoted, being planted, I'm not quite sure, being elevated. He was joking about Hove with the whole Illuminati, but who knows? He really could have been bought into the system. Who knows? I'm just saying, it's just all a little bit curious that it's just like, I know he had fandom before the whole scandalous thing that we're not going to all mention, but now he's on BET Awards. He's given the Pulse Awards. It's just a little bit too fast that he's being broadcasted more mainstream than what he already has as an audience. So because of that, when people fast rise like that, you always have to quite question and wonder, is this being a push towards us? However, congratulations to Drewski. I will not take it away from him for being influential and having a base and having a community before making it here. That's what got him this award. Speaking of which, Keke Palmer seems to disagree and feel as though she should be hosting the BET Awards, which I did a little digging and found out that actually Keke Palmer hasn't hosted the BET Awards ever. So, and she gave her little audition tape to but to bring in Cardi B's live performance. So because of that, she took the mic, she command stage, she took it, BET, do your thing, Keke, audition. She soft launched her invitation to say, hey, 2027 Keke Palmer, because she is doing it this year, popping out in pretty much every movie. So because of that, it would only make sense that next year be Keke Palmer. We'll see how much that influence worked, though. Moving on, Kalani. Now, Kalani has been a name that I've heard quite often. I'm not quite familiar with her music. I have heard of her. She's like pretty mainstream. I mean, she's mainstream. She got video of the year, and then she performed her song video of the year, which was Folded, which I hear a lot on the radio. But she decided to take the R&B because R&B is already slowed down, so it's easy to translate that to orchestra and orchestral music. As much as Baby Crone is a part of that classical music, I'm sorry, Kalani, it just didn't hit. But thank you for the performance. I enjoyed everything else, the aesthetics and visuals. I really appreciate it, and even the concepts. Because speaking of which, this is a really good transition. Speaking of classical music, we have an artist named Ray, and I only know Ray because she has done a collaboration with Lisa from Blackpink, and I was introduced to, I think, both Ray and Rosalia on that same track, if I'm not mistaken. And then Doja Cat do a song with Ray as well. So like, Ray has been making her names through the waves. However, she has finally made her debut performance at the BET Awards, and it was a song off of her new album. And why did I say this was a perfect transition? Because she blended a nice performance of opera. Yes, we got a little bit of everything at the BET Awards. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, outside of Drewski keeping the pace and flow in between our live performances and our hosts, which also congratulations to MC Light. It was always nice to see her up there. And also, who was that kid that was up there next to MC Light? Another child is up there. It's just children everywhere. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that seemed to pick that up, but it was just rubbing me a little bit the wrong way. I'm just like, I get it. It's like the older generation and we're pushing the newer generation, and the newer generation just happens to be the Nepo babies, but still, can we not mix the two at this award show? It felt like we were passing a baton almost. So we'll see how things progress after the BET Awards, because we'll see how the energy moving forward tends to go. However, Ray did a really good performance with her opera. So because of that, it was highly loved by celebrities. Keke Palmer, Queen Latifah, and a few others gave their approvance of the performance. So did I cover pretty much everything? I think I did. Yes, I sure did. I sure did. So lastly, the last person that I have on here is the fact that Lauryn Hill has been awarded Living Legend Icon Award. So actually, I'm mistaken. There's 3 types of icons. We have Living Legend Icon, the Icon of the Year, and the Ultimate Icon. And hands down, all 3 women that got it, I appreciate it. And also, it just felt like a whole lot of girl power this year, and it wasn't even BET her. So because of that, I'm loving this blending of a whole lot of energy. I feel like there was a whole lot of healing in that sense, which would seem weird when there's some counterproductiveness, when there's backlash, but you can't please everyone. However, I'm just here to give you guys the recap of what happened. I'm pretty much touching a little bit on everything that happened here and there, because the main people that I'm talking about were the ones that really got the awards, because it just seemed to be select few Clips took home a few awards. Like I said, Tiana Taylor and Clips, I think, were the 2 people that got the most awards. So that's 8 awards right there. So that's probably like half of the awards right there awarded to 2 people. So because of that, and then Kendrick Lamar took up 2 of those, with 2 awards for best album, for best male hip hop artist, and then best collaboration, and that was taken up with Clips. So Clips and Kendrick Lamar shared an award. So because of that, everything that I really pretty much had to talk about was everything else. It seemed like the awards was really what can I say? Was really just all about giving props to the people in the culture this year. Like it felt like a true appreciation of what 2026, 2025 from BET last year to BET this year. It was a perfect encompassing of what the culture has experienced and what is going on. Drewski, love it, hate it, parody, all was on key, from the church references, from the Jay-Z references, from the white rapper references. So because of that, from the Ray J references, yes, he even came at Ray J saying, man, you supposed to be dead. You lied to us. We was praying for you. We thought you was dying. Like I said, love it or hate it, he's calling out everybody. So because of that, it's all things that were major within our culture. Jamie Foxx, I think John Legend. So just think about all those different people. It's great promotion, great people that they had there. It was a well altogether perform BET award.
I forgot Leon Thompson also took an award home, and then I forgot to mention that Lizzo had did a performance. I'm not sure if I had went into deep detail that Lauryn Hill had gotten a tribute done to her. I mentioned that her daughter was there giving a part of the tribute. However, a whole lot of celebrities like Doja Cat and a few others gave a part of this tribute, and Lizzo was one of them. And speaking of which, Doechii and SZA also took home an award. I can't forget those legends as well, because those are also people out there in the industry that are making strides, especially Lizzo and especially SZA, and then especially Doechii. So because of that, I'm glad that they're still getting their awards and they're still getting their accolades. So because of that, I had to give their shout outs right here. So I forgot that, and I just remembered in post editing.
So because of that, this one is definitely going to go down for the books of the year. 2026 is one of the top performances, and I'm not sure when I could say the last time the BET Awards was this good. So because of that, I hope you enjoyed it. With that being said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really mean a lot to the channel. We would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Subscribe and become a sunflower. Spread those beautiful sunflower seeds. Leave your comments down below. Get this video a thumbs up. And you know what I say before I go? Hype, hype, hype up. Subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumbs up. Hey, sunflowers.